It was Paul Hamos who said, "The only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics." Hello boys and girls, my name is Miss Aliyah Brewster, and today I'll be guiding you through the topic of percentage for grade 5 mathematics. So grab a pencil and a notebook, get settled because we're about to start. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. Let's begin. I always start my lesson with a warm-up exercise. So for today's exercise, we will be reciting the 7 times table. Let's go. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 8 is 56. 7 times 9 is 63. 7 times 10 is 70. 7 times 11 is 77. And 7 times 12 is 84. Now that we're finished reciting our 7 times table, let's discuss this problem. There were 7 fishermen on a boat. Each fisherman caught 5 fishes. How many fishes was caught all together? Five times 7 equals to 35 fishes. In a previous lesson, we discussed what is percentage. Now, we'll just do a quick recap so that you'll have the knowledge to help guide you through today's lesson. First, percentage is any portion or share in relation to a whole. In percentage, a whole is represented by 100. It can be expressed as a decimal or a fraction. For example, if you look on the screen, you would notice I have 4 images. These images are 100 grid block. So each one of those little squares you're seeing adds up to 100, and it looks like a square. Now that shaded area for the first image is 10%. 10% can be expressed as a fraction, as 1/10, or it can be expressed as a decimal, which is 0.1. The second image, we have the same 100 grid. However, we're looking at 25%. And if you notice on the screen, 25% is the same as a quarter. Therefore, 25% as a fraction is a quarter, while 25% as a decimal is 0.25. Now for the third image, we have 50% being shaded. Now if you look on the screen, you will notice that 50% is same as a half. Therefore, 50% as a fraction is a half, while 50% as a decimal is 0.5. If you look at the last image, you would see 75% of the block is shaded. 75% as a fraction is 3/4, while 75% as a decimal is 0.75. Now, boys and girls, we'll move on to solving problems based on percentage. For example, Anne had 20 grams of sugar in her kitchen. She used 11 grams to make many loaves of bread. What percentage of the sugar was used? To express a quantity as a percentage, we can first write the quantity as a fraction, whereby the numerator is the portion of the part and the whole is the denominator. Then we can convert the fraction to a percentage by multiplying it by 100. And then we write the answer using the percentage symbol. If you look on the screen, the working is there below. We're asked to write the percentage of the amount of sugar that was used. Now from the scenario, we understand that 11 grams out of 20 grams of sugar was used to make the loaves of bread. To express that quantity as a percentage, we write 11 and 20 as a fraction, whereby 11, which is the part that was used, is the numerator, and 20, which is the whole amount of sugar that they had in the kitchen, as the denominator. We multiply that by 100. To do so, we ask ourselves, how many 20s are in 100? 5 20s make 100. So we can now multiply 11 by 5, which will give us 55%. Try this activity on your own. Solve these problems. A farmer has 30 cows. 15 out of the 30 produce milk. What is the percentage of cows that produce milk? A farmer has 30 cows. 15 out of the 30 produce milk. What is the percentage of cows that produce milk? Here we will express 15 out of 30 as a fraction, whereby 15, which is the part that was used, or the amount of cows that produce milk, is the numerator, and 30, which is the total number of cows that the farmer has, as the denominator. We multiply that fraction by 100 over 1. Then we can cancel out. We divide 15 by 30. We can ask ourselves, how many 15s make 30? 2 15s make 30. Therefore, we multiply 1 by 100 and 2 by 1. That will give us 100 above 2. When we divide 100 above 2, we'll get 50%. Therefore, 50% of the cows produce milk. And number 2, a class has 40 students. After writing a test, 30 students passed. What is the percentage of students that failed? The second problem, we were tasked with finding the percentage for how many students failed. The problem was, out of a class of 40 students, 30 students pass. What is the percentage of students that failed? Now, they did not ask us to find the percentage of students that pass. Therefore, it's necessary for us to first calculate how many students failed. This is a trick problem. So first we calculate how many failed by subtracting 30 from 40. The answer there would be 10 students failed. Therefore, we can now express 10 out of 40 students as a fraction, whereby 10, which represents the amount of students that fail, would be the numerator, and 40, which expresses the amount of students that are in the class and would have written the exam, as the denominator. We multiply that fraction then by 100 over 1, and then we can cancel out. There are 4 10s in 40, therefore we can cancel out 10 and put 1, and then we cancel out 40 and put 4. Then we can multiply 1 times 100 is 100, and then 4 times 1 is 4. Therefore, 100 divided by 4 will equal to 25%. Thank you for tuning in to today's lessons. Remember, boys and girls, the only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. This means that even though our session is over, you have to continue to practice in your spare time so that you can be successful at your upcoming exams. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.